Okay, let's do some unit rates. The following table shows the cost of four fruits. For example, apples cost $6 for 5 pounds. I want to know which type of fruit has a cost of $1.20 per pound. So I'm trying to figure out the cost per pound. With apples, 6 apples, that's the cost, sorry, $6, that's the cost for 5 apples. The word per means to divide. So I'm going to see what 6 divided by 5 is. 5 can go into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. I write decimal, decimal, 0, and I bring it down. 5 can go into 10 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 minus 10 is 0. So 1.2, that's $1.20. I just so happened to find the right one the first time. So I know that $6 will give me 5 pounds of apples because the apples cost $1.20 per pound. On the next one, Nicola buys a bouquet of 8 sunflowers for $18. What is the cost of one sunflower? They want to know the cost per flower. The cost is $18. The word per means to divide, and we bought 8 flowers. So I'm going to see what 18 divided by 8 is. 8 can go into 18 twice because 2 times 8 is 16. When I subtract it out, I'm left with 2. So then I write decimal, decimal, 0. There we go. Make sure my decimal's there. And I bring it down. 8 can go into 22 times because 2 times 8 is 16. I can't do 0 minus 6, so I borrow from this 2. It makes it a 1, and now I have 10 minus 6. 10 minus 6 is 4. I have to write another 0 and bring it down. 8 can go into 40 5 times because 5 times 8 is 40, and 40 minus 40 is 0. So I came to the conclusion that each sunflower must cost $2.25. If I wanted to check my answer, I could take my $2.25 and multiply by 8, and that should give me the cost of 8 sunflowers. 8 times 5 is 40, so I write a 0, carry a 4. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 4 is 20, so I write a 0, carry a 2. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 2 more gives me 18. I have 2 things behind the decimal. I move it 2 times. $18? That's exactly how much 8 sunflowers cost. So I know the cost per sunflower would be $2.25. This one, Delilah does 184 jumping jacks in 4 minutes. She does her jumping jacks at a constant rate. How many jumping jacks can Delilah do per minute? So they want to know about jumping jacks. I'm going to put the JJ per minute. Jumping jacks, she had 184 of them, so I'm going to write 184. She spent 4 minutes doing so I'm going to write 4 underneath my minutes. The word per means to divide. So I now need to know what 184 divided by 4 would give me. 4 can go into 18 4 times because 4 times 4 is 16. When I subtract it out, I'm left with 2. I bring down my 4. 4 can go into 24 6 times because 6 times 4 is 24, and 24 minus 24 is 0. If I wanted to check my answer, I would multiply 46 times 4 to see how many jumping jacks she can do. 4 times 6 is 24, so I write a 4, carry a 2. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 more gives you 18. 184? That's perfect. So that means she actually can do 46 jumping jacks in 1 minute. On this one, it says the following table shows the speed that 4 animals travel today. And they give us an example that the turtle traveled 6 meters in 5 minutes. They want to know which animal traveled at a rate of 1.5 meters per minute. So we're trying to find meters per, I'm going to write met for meters per minute. Okay, with that turtle, he went 6 meters per 5 minutes. Earlier when we divided it out, we came to the conclusion that 6 divided by 5 will give me 1.2. I'm looking for 1.5, so I know that won't work. Let me try the snail. The snail was 4 meters per 8 minutes. Let me see. 4 divided by 8. 8 can't go into 4, so I write decimal, decimal, 0. 8 can go into 40 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40, and 40 minus 40 is 0. That won't work. I'm not looking for 0.5. I'm not looking for 1.2.
I didn't understand that.
What in the world is happening here? Hold on, sorry, my thing is going crazy over here. Okay, so let's try the caterpillar. The caterpillar went 7 meters in 7 minutes. 7 divided by 7, I know that's just 1. I'm not looking for 1. Most likely it's going to be the ant, but we want to make sure. The ant traveled 12 meters in 8 minutes, so I need to see what 12 divided by 8 would give me. Let's get some space up here. 12 divided by 8. 8 can go into 12 one time because 1 times 8 is 8. I can't do 2 minus 8, but I can borrow from my 12. Borrow from my 1. Now I have 12 minus 8, which gives me 4. So I have to write decimal, decimal, 0, and bring it down. 8 can go into 40 5 times because 5 times 8 is 40, and 40 minus 40 is 0. So I now know that my rate for my ant is 1.5. That's what I'm looking for, so my answer has to be the ant. On this one, they want to know what's the cost of one marker if Lainey bought 20 markers for $6. So we want to know about the cost per marker. Cost per marker. We know that she bought 20 markers, and we know that she spent $6. The word per means to divide. I need to see what 6 divided by 20 is. 20 can't go into 6, so I write decimal, decimal, 0. 20 can go into 60 3 times because 3 times 0 is 0, and 3 times 2 is 6. I subtract it out, I'm left with nothing. So 0.3, that's like 30 cents. So the cost of each marker was 0.3 or 0.30 cents. If we wanted to check it, we could check it by multiplying 20, which is the number of the markers that we bought, times 0.3. 3 times 0 gives me 0. 3 times 2 gives me 6. I had one number behind the decimal, so I moved my decimal one time, I would get 6.0. On this one, the following table shows how many pies 4 baking teams are making at a pie baking competition. Then it says, for example, Team Krusty baked 28 pies in 8 hours. Which team made pies at a rate of 4.5 per hour? So let's see. 28. Remember, we're trying to find the pies per hour. 28 was the first number of pies. The word per means to divide. And 8 hours. Let's see. 28 divided by 8. 8 can go into 28 3 times because 3 times 8 is 24. I'm not even going to finish this one because this would give me 3 point something. I'm trying to do with 4.5, so Krusty, no thanks. Let's see about the pie piece. That one is 27 pies per 6 hours. So that's 27 divided by 6. 6 can go into 27 4 times because 4 times 6 is 24. When I subtract it out, I am left with 3. I write decimal, decimal, 0, and I bring it down. 6 can go into 30 5 times because 5 times 6 is 30, and 30 minus 30 is 0. My 4.5 that I'm looking for, I just got it here at pie piece. So that will be my answer. Last one, they want to know what is the cost of one lemon if 8 lemons cost $6. So let's find the cost per lemon. I have $6 and I spent it on 8 lemons. The word per means to divide. So let's see what 6 divided by 8 is. 8 can't go into 6, so I put decimal, decimal, 0. 8 can go into 60 7 times because 7 times 8 is 56. 60 minus 56 gives me a 4. I still have to write another 0 and bring it down. 8 can go into 40 5 times because 5 times 8 is 40 and 40 minus 40 is 0. This is saying that each lemon costs 75 cents. Let's check it to make sure. That's 0.75 and I bought 8 lemons. If this comes up to be $6, then that means we're on the right road. 8 times 5 is 40, so I write a 0 and I carry a 4. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 4 more is 60. I have 2 numbers behind the decimal, so I move the decimal 2 times. 6.00, that is $6. So I know that each lemon does in fact cost 75 cents. And we are finished.